So in the previous video we learned about points, and in this video let's learn what a line is. So actually it's really very difficult to give an exact definition of line in geometry. Okay, it's very hard to give an exact definition, but a line, if let's say that you have 2 points, and this is A and this is B, this is A and this is B, A and B. Now if someone asks you to join these 2 points, if you join these 2 points, okay, so let's say you join these 2 points, okay, now then again you take point C here and point D here. Now you join these 2 points, this one and this one. Maybe it's not looking accurate, a straight line, but I mean a straight pattern, but just assume that this is going in a straight fashion or a straight path. Then again you take another point, that is E, and here you take F. I'll say again that it might be not looking an exact straight path, but assume that this is straight path, it's going in straight path. That is, all these points are aligned in a straight path. Okay, you again take some points, and it's G, and here it is H, and then again this goes on extending at this end, and it goes on extending at this end. You again take some points like I and J. So again it is extending at this end, it's extending at this end. You again take some points, let's say K and L. So again this is extending at this end, and it's extending at this end. So this is what exactly a representation of line is. Line is nothing else but it's a very infinitely thin. This line is actually infinitely thin, infinitely thin. Okay, this concept of line is actually infinitely thin, and it's a collection of points in a straight path, that is, it will go on extending at this end. Let me take some other color. It will go on extending here at this end, and it will go on extending at this end. That is, if you go on plotting some points here, then here, then here, then here, and then here, it will go on extending, and it will go on extending in a similar fashion at this end. That is, you cannot reach to any endpoints. You cannot have any endpoint at this side, you cannot have any endpoint at this side, and therefore if someone asks you that to draw a line between points A and B, you draw it in this way. So this is point A and this is point B. You draw it like this, A and B. Here also you had A and B, so you simply join these points A and B, but line never has any two ends. That is, it will go on extending at this end, and it will go on extending at this end. So that's why it's represented with 2 arrows. These arrows represent that it's infinite, it will go to an infinite end, and at this side also it will go to an infinite end. There is no limit or boundary of these lines. Okay, so if we draw a line between these 2 points, that is by collecting these 2 points A, B, then you'll always represent them as A, B. That is, these 2 points using which you have drawn your line, and you put a line above them like this. Okay, so to represent a line you use this mark, and that's what you have placed here. That is a line above these 2 points, and these 2 points are not the endpoints. They are simply the collection of points using which you have drawn your line, and they are not denoting any endpoints. And this is, representation of line. So if someone says that what is this, asks you what is this, you will say that this is a line between 2 points A, B, and this is what is a representation of line. Again, A and B are not the endpoints, therefore there will be no endpoints of any line, okay? And line is always infinitely thin. You are just, here you can say that it's not infinitely thin, or it's not even looking thin, but just assume that think of it as an infinitely thin, a concept, and collection of points in a straight path, that you can place as many points you want, and will go on extending and on both the ends. And again, you can write it as AB and put a mark of line above them, and you can also write it as BA, and you will place a line above them. These both are same thing. There is no difference in between them. And even in this case, B and A are representing 2 points. They are not endpoints, and sometimes it's simply represented with some letters like L or M or N. So someone can say that this is line AB, someone can say that this is line BA, and someone can simply use a letter L, M, N without placing any such marks. That is, you will not use these representations here or denotions here. You will not denote it using these symbols. Simply you will use letters, that is L, M, N, and that's what a line is. Again, line is infinitely thin. It's collection of points in a straight path. It will go on extending at both the ends. There will be no endpoints, and to represent it or to denote it, you'll use this way, or simple letters like L, M, N,